The rise of coffeehouses as centers of debate. Coffeehouses played a significant role in shaping political movements throughout history by providing a space for intellectuals, activists, and ordinary citizens to gather, share ideas, and discuss pressing social and political issues. These establishments, particularly during the 17th and 18th centuries, became hubs for the exchange of radical thoughts and revolutionary ideas, often fueling political change. Early coffeehouses and the Age of Enlightenment. In 17th-century Europe, coffeehouses emerged as important venues during the Age of Enlightenment. They were frequented by philosophers, writers, and political figures who engaged in debates about governance, human rights, and science. The exchange of ideas in these spaces contributed to the intellectual foundations of the French Revolution and other movements calling for democratic reforms. Coffeehouses as catalysts for the French Revolution. During the French Revolution, coffeehouses became central to organizing and spreading revolutionary sentiments. Parisians would gather at cafes to discuss the issues of the day, including the growing dissatisfaction with the monarchy. Coffeehouses like Café de Foy and Café Procope were frequented by revolutionaries such as Voltaire, Rousseau, and Danton, who used these spaces to promote their radical ideas. Coffeehouses and the birth of political journalism. Coffeehouses were also pivotal in the development of political journalism. Many early newspapers and pamphlets were distributed in these spaces, allowing for the circulation of news and political commentary. The discussions in coffeehouses helped to foster an informed public, who could then engage in political debates, challenge existing authorities, and push for societal reforms. Coffeehouses in the American Revolution. In colonial America, coffeehouses similarly became important venues for political discourse. Coffeehouses in cities like Philadelphia and Boston were meeting places for patriots who opposed British rule. The Boston Tea Party, a key event in the American Revolution, was planned in part within these coffeehouse circles, where discussions of taxation and liberty were widespread. Coffeehouses and the development of the British coffeehouse system. In Britain, coffeehouses became important gathering places for politicians, writers, and reformers. London's coffeehouses became known as places where political and social change could be debated freely. The establishment of political parties and organizations, like the Whigs and Tories, was influenced by the gatherings and pamphleteering that took place in these coffeehouses. The role of coffeehouses in the development of public opinion. In the 18th and 19th centuries, coffeehouses contributed to the development of public opinion. They served as democratic spaces where individuals from different social classes could come together to discuss political events, creating a more informed and politically engaged populace. This democratization of political discussion laid the groundwork for later political movements, including suffrage and civil rights campaigns. Coffeehouses in the Middle East and political change. In the Middle East, coffeehouses have long been integral to political life, particularly in cities like Cairo, Istanbul, and Damascus. These spaces became venues for political dissent and the formation of social movements. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, coffeehouses provided an environment where nationalistic, anti-colonial, and revolutionary ideas could be discussed openly, helping to inspire political change across the region. The decline of coffeehouses as political hubs. In the 20th century, the political influence of coffeehouses began to decline, with the rise of mass media and digital communication. However, the historical significance of coffeehouses as centers for political activism and discussion cannot be understated. They were once critical in shaping political movements, from revolution to reform, and continue to be seen as a symbol of intellectual exchange. Coffeehouses in modern politics and activism. Today, while coffeehouses may not have the same direct political influence they once did, they still serve as important informal meeting spots for activists, social movements, and political leaders. In many parts of the world, local coffeehouses remain hubs for community organizing and discussions about current political and social issues, continuing the legacy of coffeehouses as agents of change.